Good evening to everyone. We are from Group 56 Movie Review. My name is Rodana binti Muhammad Kusha Ali. My matrix number is 1920997. So, our LAX Group 56 had watched the movie Maleficient, and this movie is a really recommended movie. This movie was aired on 2014 in cinemas all over the world, and it is directed by Robert Stromberg from a screenplay by Linda Woolverton. This movie is inspired by Walt Disney's 1959 animation film Sleeping Beauty. It portrays the story from the perspective of the eponymous antagonist and her conflict relationship with the princess and the king of a corrupt kingdom. The plot of the movie will be explained further by my group member, and the genre of this movie is fantasy. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Anisha with entry number 192370. So I'm going to explain more about the plot. So first of all, Maleficent is a powerful fairy living in the moors, a magical forest realm bordering a human kingdom. As a young girl, she meets and falls in love with a human boy named Stephen, whose love for Maleficent is overshadowed by his ambitions. As they become older, the two of them grew apart, and Maleficent becomes protectress of the moors. Stephen visits Maleficent in the moors. He drugs her but cannot bring himself to kill her, so he cut off her wings instead of kill her and presents them to the king. Devastated by Stephen's betrayal, Maleficent turns the moors into a dark kingdom. After some time, Diablo, Maleficent's spy, informed Maleficent that Stephen, a king now, is hosting a christening for his newborn daughter, Aurora. Bent on revenge, Maleficent arrives uninvited and curses the infant princess. On her 16th birthday, she will prick her fingers on the spindle of spinning wheel and fall into a deep sleep from which she will never awaken, and the curse can only be broken by a true love's kiss. Fearing for his daughter's safety, Stephen sends Aurora to live with three pieces, Snodgrass, Thistleweed, and Frizzle, until the day after her 16th birthday, while he destroys all the spinning wheels and hides the remnants in the castle dungeon. Despite her initial dislike for Aurora, Maleficent begins to care for her when the bumbling and neglectful pixies fail to do so. She started to love Aurora, and when they met, Aurora believes that Maleficent is her fairy godmother. But suddenly, their relationship begins to break when Aurora finally learns that she is cursed by Maleficent. Maleficent was scared that Aurora started to hate her, so she tried to find true love for Aurora to break the curse. Apparently, a prince from the neighborhood kingdom, Prince Philip, met Aurora and falls in love with her. However, on the day her 16th birthday, due to the power of the curse, Aurora draws to the dungeons where a spinning wheel magically resembles itself. She pricks her finger and falls into a deep sleep, fulfilling the curse. Maleficent, intending on saving Aurora, abducts Philip and infiltrates Stephen's castle, but Philip's kiss fails to awaken Aurora. At her bedside, Maleficent apologizes to Aurora and kisses her forehead. Aurora awakens and as Maleficent's motherly feelings toward her count as true love. They even encounter Stephen, but during the fight, Stephen died. In the end, Maleficent returns to the moors to its former glory, and Aurora is crowned queen with Philip by her side to unify the two kingdoms. That is all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Alif Luqman Afandi from Group 56. I will do summary for Maleficent. A slightly different version of the tale of Sleeping Beauty It begins when in the forest near kingdom called the Moors live enchanted beings. One of them is a fairy named Maleficent, who is kind and cares for all in the moors. One day a human named Stephen enters the moors. He is full of avarice and steals something. He is called Maleficent helps him. He would spend a lot of time with her and they would grow close. One day he stopped coming because he sets to make his fortune. And later the king tries to attack the moors, but Maleficent stops him humiliating. He then offers his daughter and his kingdom to who can do away with Maleficent. And Stephen is one of his people. He goes and seeks Maleficent but can't kill her. Instead, he takes her wings and gives them to the king. The king, as promised, gives him his daughter's hand, and after the king passed away, Stephen is the new king. Maleficent would eventually learn of his marriage and later his wife give birth to a Maleficent birth to a daughter they named Aurora. When everyone in the kingdom goes to pay their respect, Maleficent shows up and her gift to the princess is that on her 16th birthday she will prick her finger on the needle of a spindle and will fall into a death-like sleep and can only be awakened by true love kiss. The king will entrust Aurora to 3 princes and they will assume human form and raise her in the forest, keeping her out of sight from Maleficent. But Maleficent would learn where Aurora is and would keep her from harm because she wants her to live long enough for the curse to be fulfilled. Aurora would grow and would think Maleficent is her fairy godmother, and they would bond. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Amban Nashuddin. My metric number is 176578. We are reviewing a movie titled Maleficent. It's a Disney movie, and the movie is filled with amazing actors. Firstly, the previous speaker had mentioned about Angelina Jolie, which is truly a great actress and really did play her role very well in this movie. Next, I'm going to mention about Ellie Fanning, who played Princess Aurora in this movie. She is 19 years old, still in her teen, and despite being very young, she is a very passionate actor and she really did play her role very well in this movie. Next we have Brenton Twice, who played Prince Philip, and he is also a great actor in this movie. And I think this movie really have a great casting, and the actors do not disappoint us in this movie. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Nurul Adika binti Mazlan and my metric number is 194772. So today I would like to share about the character in Maleficent. And of course, the main character in Maleficent movie is Maleficent herself, and it was played by Angelina Jolie. Maleficent was born in an enchanted forest kingdom known as the Moors, bordering a human kingdom. Her parents were killed by humans, leaving her as an orphan, with the Moors under threat from the vain and greedy King Henry. Maleficent, as the strongest of the fairies, rises to become her homeland's fierce protector. Maleficent is a powerful fairy and is the main character of Disney's Maleficent. She is the sworn protector of the Moors and ruthlessly guards her land from human invaders. One day, however, she suffers betrayal that turns her pure heart into stone. So she took her revenge by cursing Aurora, the child of Stefan, her sweetheart who betrayed her. But in this version of movie, Maleficent increasingly finds her resolve weakening as she plays surrogate mother to the girl, which adds a further touch of floor bonding as that fateful appointment with a spinning wheels draws closer. Angelina Jolie is undoubted star of the show, clad in black with chiseled cheekbones, devilish horns, and a blood-red lipstick. She's both sinister and alluring, and brings a delectable wit to the scenes with her shape-shifting henchman played by Sam Riley. So, what is your opinion about the movie?
My opinion of this movie is firstly I want to introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Ashraf. My metric number is 194682. So my opinion is in this movie is that this movie is enjoyable to watch because you can see how Maleficent will change because we what we say no what we call it put the spell on the Aurora and how she might have second thought later. So this movie also in my opinion tell us that how a good person can turn bitter and bad because of another person. Like Maleficent, we know when we watch this movie, she actually a very good person, but when she is betrayed by this love, she turned bad and she becomes a wicked fairy or evil fairy. So when for those that not watch this movie, they should ask their parents or their friends to watch this movie because they need to know that Maleficent is Disney retelling of its iconic movie from the Sleeping Beauty from the villain point of view. Audience will learn the reason why the evil fairy is so bitter and resentful at not being invited to baby Aurora incoming party. That she cursed the infant princess far more so than the animated original. Younger kids in the preschool age. This live action version can get quite dark and may fright the younger kids, particularly during violent action sequence between the kingdom and the magical creature of the Moors. Character die or look dead, but all they are injured, and Maleficent is an intimidating figure. It's also very upsetting when her wings are cut off. But the movie overall message about redemption and love is positive, and giving Maleficent more depth and context with will help kids sympathize with her. As long as people can handle the battles, they will probably enjoy this new take on classic Disney movie. That's all. Thank you.
So,
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good evening. My name is Muhammad Iqbal Hakim and my metric number is 192234. So today I will doing about opinion about Maleficent movie. So I think that guess that Maleficent is quite different from the tale we are familiar with Disney's 1959 film Sleeping Beauty. One of Disney's most memorable villains becomes a much more complex, more human figure. Despite the appearance, this fearsome fairy is far from being back to the bone. Sure, she cursed Aurora and calls the little girl a beastie, but when the infant squalls in hunger It's Maleficent raven that feeds her while Aurora clueless caretakers plop Regis in a crate. Maleficent saves an older Aurora too from tumbling off a cliff. She watches the girl throughout her children. In fact, always professing the greater disdain but betraying a strangely maternal instinct. Her influence is so great that when a much older Aurora sees Maleficent for the first time, the young woman calls the older woman her fairy godmother, recognizing her instantly by her shadow. Second one is strange relationship form. And Maleficent become the closest thing Aurora has to a mother, which literally makes Maleficent feel awful about the whole curse thing. She tries to remove it, but the strength of her own magic makes the impossible. So she sets about doing what she can to mitigate it, shepherding a prince into the castle. Feel awful about the whole curse thing. She tries to remove it, but the strength of her own magic makes the impossible. So she sets about doing what she can to mitigate it, shepherding a prince into the castle to provide true love kiss. Or if that doesn't work, striving to keep the sleeping princess safe, she sacrificed a great deal for the girl. And in the end, Maleficent, this grandest of Disney villains, proved to be the movie's most heroic character. Aurora is blessed with a generous and gregarious spirit, and she loves and appreciates everyone she runs into. Prince Philip, for his part, seemed quite the chivalrous cap, even wondering if it's appropriate to kiss a girl, especially a sleeping girl, whom he's just met, and Aurora Fairy Guardian. Well, at least they mean well. I think that's all my opinion for this movie, which is Maleficent. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi to all. So my name is Farafika. My matrix number is 192378. So there are many moral values that we have learned from this movie, Maleficent. And one of the positive moral values that I have learned is that it urges people to realize that not all bad people or hateful people are intrinsically bad. It emphasizes to consider the possibility such people were originally good-hearted people, perhaps not naive, often emotionally attached, but they just got hurt once too often and they become a bad person. So as the movie nicely illustrates, to fight evil with evil does not solve the problem. It merely solidifies it. It won't change the evil one into a nice person, and as a better alternative, the movie shows us that kind, understanding and loving interaction can change the people that have become bitter at heart so they can become loving people once again. And the second moral value is, as a woman we need to avoid misandry, which means prejudice against men. From the perspective of the movie, Maleficent gets a feeling of attachment for a boy after spending lots of time happily together. The boy then just disappears from her life without notice, and this shows like the guy has the bad bad okay, the boy that shows that the boy has like a bad character, shows bad character for the guy. But in life there are also men who stay with their women until they die, and this shows that not all men are bad. So yeah, thank you.
Hello, my name is Nabila binti Jamaluddin and my matric ID is 193192. I am from group LAX 56 and today I'm going to talk about the moral values that I learned from the movie Maleficent. So the first moral value that I learned is to not judge a book by its cover. In this movie, we could see Maleficent is actually a good person, even though Maleficent is usually considered as an evil character. We have to, like, some people may seem bad or hateful, but we have to consider them as people who are originally good-hearted. But these kind of people often get hurt, and when they often get hurt, they will eventually start to be hateful. Next thing that I learned is to not break people's trust. Trust is very sacred and it is very valuable. And breaking a person's trust makes you a very unworthy person, an untrustworthy person. For example, in this movie, Maleficent trusted King Stefan twice, and he broke her promise twice. And breaking a person's promise will lead to negative effects. For example, in the movie, Maleficent was so angry at King Stefan that she eventually cursed his daughter, Aurora, to fall in deep sleep. And finally, the thing that I learned from this movie is true love is more than just a love interest. It is shown in the movie that true love is more than a love interest. It doesn't just mean a significant other. True love also means family, friends, and also loved ones. For example, in the movie, at the end, it showed that when the prince kissed Aurora, she did not wake up, but instead, when Maleficent kissed her on the forehead, she woke up. This shows that true love is more than just a significant other. That's it from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Noor Aina Nadira binti Nurdin. And my metric number is 1954402 and 502. And today I'm going to share with you guys about my comments on this movie. Well, I thought this movie was excellent, and anyone who would call this movie average must haven't seen modern film these days. The only thing that prevented me from saying good was the fact that some people are offended by magical fantasy content, and there was some violence, like the killing scenes where Maleficent asked the king and the king's men to move from her territory, but he refused because what he said was Maleficent itself who was finding the trouble. So, and I think this movie has some excellent messages about forgiveness and that revenge is not all it's cracked up to be. The evil character in the film is not murdered by anyone other than himself, as he attacked the other main character and she exercised self-defense. It is Maleficent. So, in fact, she had the opportunity to kill him but decided not to. Although there was no redemption for that particular character, there is redemption for Maleficent herself. I like how Disney is toning down some of its evil characters, as in the past that was often so overdone. They are also making an effort to show that love at first sight is not really reality, but developing friendships is. It is with the proof is when Maleficent kissed the princess Aurora, and not the prince who wakes him up he was with his kiss, but it's with Maleficent kiss. So I recommend this film for the story, special effects, and scenery. It presents a positive example for young women, and there is no swearing or inappropriate sexuality of any kind. There are also a couple of kisses, but hey, it's a story of Sleeping Beauty. It's a nice new spin on the story, and yes, that's a fun.